Imagine a university where every student learns and masters these abilities: the reasoning skills and knowledge to assess the likelihood of success, based on an in-depth understanding of historical precedents when a political leader makes a claim about the probable outcome of a new public policy. Now imagine that this same college graduate can do that regardless of the country or geopolitical region of that leader. Imagine that every college graduate had a stronger ability to predict the success of new market trends in art, music, theater, and literature. How much of an advantage would that give one in the business world? Imagine that every college graduate could properly assess the hidden agendas of both business and political leaders, based solely on the worldview of that leader. How much of an advantage would that give them compared to their peers who did not possess those abilities? Of course, they would have an improved appreciation for and effectiveness in communicating with those who have different worldviews than they do. Would this increase their success in the professional world because they would be a more effective team player and communicator? And they will better understand and appreciate the arts because they will be able to link them to their philosophical beginnings, as well as better understand their evolution, message, and impact on culture. How much advantage will that give them in their social world? A worldview-based education builds the reasoning abilities necessary to make the best personal and professional decisions, to provide leadership to the culture, and to be ready to respond to the challenges and difficulties facing society. And gives the student the keys to unlocking the reasons behind actions that might otherwise appear irrational from other worldviews. For example, to understand why a doctrine of mutually assured destruction worked to restrain the USSR from entering into nuclear war, but will not work to restrain Iran. With these abilities, the students of the future can more accurately predict the behavior of others, thereby allowing them to effectively prepare for the best result. This results in more success, more security, more wealth, more peace, and an overall better life for those possessing this type of education. And they can also communicate more effectively and persuasively with others, better appreciate and value others, be more creative in envisioning solutions to difficult problems when those solutions must be embraced by others who subscribe to differing worldviews, and identify false logic in just about any type of argument. Imagine that this fully accredited 4-year university bachelor's degree will only cost 1/4 as much as a typical public university, about $15,000 for the entire 4-year degree. Imagine the entire 4-year bachelor degree can be completed in just 2 to 3 years instead of the normal 4 to 5. And the mastery and retention of these students is so finely tuned that they score much higher than students from other universities on their postgraduate certification exams and graduate school admission exams, such as MCATs for medical schools, LSATs for law schools, nursing boards, CPA exams, professional engineering certification exams, GREs, and more. And another important insight: diversity is an organizational competency. It is a competency that emerges from personnel skilled in cross-worldview communication. Organizations with personnel that are able to communicate across worldviews have a competitive advantage. The world hasn't yet realized the full network effect of collaboration and competition in a flattened world. The leaders of organizations actively seek out those with cross-worldview communication skills. It is not a commodity skill. So, yes, in addition to a very rigorous liberal arts core that focuses on teaching and understanding the different dominant worldviews held by the world's political and business leaders, we offer top-quality majors in pre-law, nursing, business and entrepreneurial studies, accounting and finance, information technology management, engineering degrees of all sorts, science, art appreciation, political science, English and literature, and more. Do you want to know our secret sauce for doing all this? Imagine Victorum University. We only use the very best professors in the world for each course. We spend between $500,000 and $1 million US per course to capture those professors' knowledge and teaching processes. Then we put them into a highly interactive multimedia online computer teaching program. Our paradigm-changing approach to online education ensures every student masters all the key learning objectives, knows how to solve real-world practical problems, and retains this knowledge long after the course is completed. Each of these courses can be offered to millions of students per year at virtually no additional cost, which is how we can keep the cost to the student so low. Do you want to know more? Our liberal arts core, taken by students in all majors, is built around a thorough study of the dominant worldviews. Virtually every world leader and business leader, both now and throughout history, is vested in one of the following 7 worldviews: a theistic Judeo-Christian worldview, a secular humanist, individual-focused worldview, secular humanist, community-focused Marxist worldview, a pantheistic worldview, an Eastern mystical worldview, an Islamic worldview, or some form of a deist worldview. Most of the world's population holds a mix of many of the above worldviews, but the thought leaders in politics, business, philosophy, and the arts tend to dominantly hold to only one of the above 7 worldviews. Once our students understand what these worldviews are and how to identify their adherents, they are then able to quickly identify the hidden agendas, the default tendencies, and predict the future behavior of these leaders. We think you will agree that gives them a significant advantage in the professional world. When one considers this is done at a fraction of the cost and in less time than other paths to bachelor's degrees, we think this will create unprecedented market demand for these degrees. When you compare current online education models versus Victorum University's interactive education, we believe one clearly outweighs the other. This will all be done by a new infotech company we are starting that will be known to the world as Victorum University. Are you interested in learning more about becoming a part of the leadership team of this new infotech company? We want to hear from you. Here's who we already have on the team. And here's who we still need to identify. Imagine Victorum University. Contact Dr. Rick Ruth at his email address or by phone at 864-256-1954.